Hello, this is Bill Steffen. I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that one of my cats decided to use my computer as a scratch pad and managed to scrape off several of the keys. And the really bad news is there's one key I can't get back on. Okay, the good news is it's the bracket key, which I use about maybe once a month. So I still got a show together here. But looks like a pretty nice day here in West Michigan if you're going to be out. First of all, a little salute to our Ottawa News Network listeners, viewers. Thanks so much for stopping on board here. Interesting situation here in terms of severe weather. We've been keeping an eye on the outer banks of North Carolina. Sometimes hurricanes don't have a lot of lightning with them, and while there is a chance of a thunder shower down there, the main thing is the rain and the storm surge and probably some tropical storm wind gusts right along the coastline there, the outer banks. Best bet for severe weather today is going to be out in the plain states. If you're headed out to the eastern Dakotas or the northwestern half of Minnesota, there'll be some thunderstorms there. A few of those will produce some strong gusty winds. No rain for lower Michigan. We should see a dry day today. And then we move ahead to Friday, and you've got a marginal risk area from eastern Wyoming down in Nebraska, and then back up into upper Michigan and Lake Superior. The daytime, of course, should be dry here in West Michigan. While there is a chance of a thunder shower north of Grand Rapids, it looks like that won't be until Friday night, and even then, it looks pretty iffy. So we got something to do coming up this weekend here. It looks like the start of it on Friday here should be pretty good. In terms of rainfall, heaviest rain should be down to the south. There's an old frontal system that's down there, and that should be touching off some scattered showers and thunderstorms from northern Mexico across Texas, the Gulf Coast, New Orleans, Pensacola. Good portion of Florida should see a good soaking with the heaviest rainfall there in southern Georgia and southern South Carolina. You can see there's some rain out toward Arizona. In fact, in the higher elevations there, some places could get up to half an inch of rain, which is not something you see too terribly often out there. You can see the thunder showers that'll be in Minnesota, and then, of course, in the lee of the Rocky Mountains there as well. Zooming into Michigan, not a lot of rain for us here over the next 3 days. Thursday and Friday look dry. Saturday, we have a chance of a shower, and you can see rainfall amounts expected to be anywhere from nothing, where it's white, to a quarter of an inch east of Lansing there. And, of course, that may vary just a little bit. But we do have a chance of a shower here during the day on Saturday. We'll take time out and thank one of our sponsors. We'll be right back to talk about what's ahead here for next week.
Need a fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service? Complete Care Concierge has you covered. Serving all of West Michigan, we offer one-time, daily, weekly, and bi-weekly cleans, plus move in, move out. We also service apartment hallways and laundry rooms. Our work is guaranteed, gift cards are available, and we even clean on weekends. There's no better way to say I love you than giving a tired mom a break from dishes and laundry. Are you a busy professional? Pamper yourself by taking vacuuming and dusting off your plate. Office manager? Keep your business looking and feeling its very best. Call 616-264-1397 today for a spotless space and total peace of mind.
That sounds good. Interesting high temperature profile for Wednesday. It was warmer the farther north you were because the sun came out a little earlier in the day. And in fact, if you look at the difference here, 82 at Fremont was the warmest temperature. 80 at Big Rapids, also off to the north, it reached 79 at Mount Pleasant and Cadillac. Here in Grand Rapids, temperature hung around 70 early, but then bounced back up to 77 during the afternoon. And at the piers and breakwaters there, you can see temperatures were in the low 70s. We only may reach 71 in Battle Creek and Kalamazoo, and the Coldwater only 69 degrees. Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, and Coldwater had a few sprinkles on the day today, and the clouds held there throughout a good portion of the day. Okay, let's take a look now at our sunrise and sunset time. We lose another 3 minutes of daylight today. Sunrise is coming pretty close to 7 o'clock. The earliest sunrise was 6:03, and this is changing at a pretty rapid rate now as we close out August and head into September. Average high and low temperature is still 81 and 61. Record high for today, 97. That was 1916, which was a hot summer. and 1955, which was also a hot summer. And 1 year after that record high temperature of 97 in 1955, in 1956, we had the record low of 44. We'll take a look at the lake forecast. We'll start out with winds out of the northeast and offshore breeze at about 5 to 15 knots. Waves should be much of the day around 1 to 2 feet. So a little bit of a light chop out there. Water temperature is a little variable. Some places still on the cool side. Grand Haven and Mears were at 63. Nobody's super warm anymore, except some of the inland lakes, but 78 at Reed's Lake is down a few degrees from what it was a couple of days ago. We'll take a look at what we have here for our tropical update. This is kind of interesting. Aaron still is, splitting the goalpost, as they say, and staying between Bermuda and North Carolina. But the track of the storm turned out to be just a little bit farther west, just a touch closer to the United States. And because of that, we've had tropical storm warnings for the Outer Banks, and in anticipation of some wind gusts to around 45 to 50 miles an hour and some storm surge there as well. The red X indicates the next hurricane is forming. This is Fernand. That's what it will be called. Not Fernando, but Fernand. And it's also going to take a path that's going to make it curve, but this one's going to be closer to Bermuda. So if anybody knows anybody in Bermuda, they're going to have to beware of that storm. And then there's another one coming where that orange X is right there. If you look on the over on the side there, you can see some of the information on Aaron. Aaron is making a pretty quick turn to the northeast, kind of like almost like the United States had hurricane repellent and just pushing it away. It will eventually weaken into just a tropic. The cat here is kind of licking its lips. I don't know. The cat's about 6 inches from me here. But it'll become just a windy, rainy, low-pressure system as it heads toward England and northwestern Europe. And out in the western tropical Pacific Ocean, we do have a tropical storm. This one is a very minimal tropical storm and will weaken into a depression as it comes over Japan. And again, it'll give them kind of a rainy, breezy day, but other than that, the storm won't amount to much of anything. A lot of sunshine once again for most of Australia, southern Africa, up toward Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Okay, we'll talk about our weather here a little bit. Mostly sunny skies today and Friday. There'll be a few of those little puffy cumulus clouds developing and maybe a few cirrus clouds coming in tomorrow, but really should be a couple of pretty nice days. Isolated shower or two this weekend, low 80s in the afternoon today through Saturday. That's pretty typical of what we expect this time of year. But we turn cooler, low to mid 70s here. In fact, we have a day or two next week. It may have a hard time reaching 70. So certainly some cooler weather on the way. We're not accustomed to that. When we get 70 and you're out of the wind, or you're in the wind and out of the sun, it's going to feel a little bit on the cool side for you. Okay, for today, here's the way the forecast looks. I've got out 81, mostly sunny, few scattered clouds, low temperature in the early morning around 60. Humidity falls to 55% in the afternoon. Winds start out northeast, may turn north near the lake. Most of the day, winds inland will be just 5 to 10 miles an hour. So a pretty nice day coming up. Take a look at the high temperatures here over the next several days. Again, we're low 80s here today. Most of the state should see very pleasant weather. Temperatures will be a touch cooler down toward Gary, Indiana, with the winds coming in off the lake. Traverse City at 79, up in the UP, 74 for Marquette. All in all, a pretty nice day from one end of the state to the next. Friday, not much different. Should be a pretty nice day. On Friday, there could be a shower or a thunder shower in the western UP. And temperatures here on Friday should make it up into the low 80s once again. Readings for Friday, generally on the warm side in southern lower Michigan, a little bit cooler as you head off to the north. And if we can take a look at that next picture here, we can show you what it's like on Friday. There we go. Temperatures in the low 80s and readings up in the UP in the 70s. And we have one more day to show you, and that is Saturday. Saturday's temperatures here should reach around 80. There'll be a little bit more cloud cover. with the possibility of a shower. Temperatures across lower Michigan should be pretty similar. Places like Chicago and Alpena should have more of a southwest wind, so they may be a couple degrees warmer. But you can see the cooler air starting to come into the western UP. A cold front should be passing through here on Saturday, and that'll turn things cooler for early next week. So our 5-day forecast looks like this. We're going to be calling for temperatures to be in the low 80s here for the next 3 days. Could be some showers, could be an isolated rumble of thunder here on Saturday, but only a 50-50 chance of getting measurable rain. And then down to 30% for Sunday and Monday. So while there may be an isolated shower, most all of the time it will not be raining. And look at the high temperature on Monday, just 69 degrees I have out. And we may only be low 70s here during the day on Tuesday. And finally, the long-range outlook, the 8 to 14-day outlook is in. And as you can see, we've got below average temperatures here in the Great Lakes once again. So that's a period right around Labor Day. Not real warm here. I would imagine the kids will still be in the water, and we'll have a lot of sunshiny days. Cold front down in the southern U.S. where there's going to be showers and thunder showers there, and should be a warm pattern for the Pacific Northwest. In terms of rainfall, again, we are below average. So that last week of August into early September, look for basically dry and cool conditions here over all the Great Lakes. So let's look at your weather. Pretty nice forecast here for the next couple of days. Here's what's going on in West Michigan. Touch the trucks. Now, what kid doesn't like trucks, okay? See big trucks up close, fire trucks, dump trucks, police cars, construction equipment, and more for kids and kids at heart. Thursday, August 21st. That's from 6 to 8 p.m. at Hackley Park in Muskegon. So you might want to check that out. Good time for the kids, and I think this is free. You can there's no admission to seeing all the trucks. But again, that's from 6 to 8 o'clock later on today. Okay, let's see what we have next. August 21, 1964, the Capri Drive-In opens in Coldwater. According to the internet, there are 9 drive-ins left in Michigan. There used to be more than 100. Do you remember going to the drive-in? Yeah, but not very often. We didn't have one close to where I grew up. I've probably been to a drive-in twice, 3 times maybe, and that's about it. You had the speaker that you hung on the window for the inside, and somebody would run and go get some popcorn and soda and stuff like that. But it's interesting. Okay, what else do we got here on this date? August 21, 1897, Oldsmobile was founded. Ransom Eli Olds of Lansing founded the Olds Motor Company. A fire in 1900 destroyed all of the company's vehicles except a curved dash model. At the 1901 New York Auto Show, and they were having auto shows already in the early 1900s, the curved dash model was a big hit. Oldsmobile made more than 35 million cars. And we lost Oldsmobile in 2004, so that's been over 20 years since that brand has been around. What else we got here? I think we got something related to this. Have you ever owned an Oldsmobile? I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Family members did. What car did you own in the 60s, 70s, or 80s? Well, when I was born, we had a 49 Chevy. It shows you how old I am. And then I remember Dad going out and getting a 56 Chevy. And he got we kept that for a long time, the 56 Chevy. We actually had it repainted by Earl Scheib. You remember that? I'll paint every car for $29.95, Earl Scheib. And we got a 63 Ford Fairlane. Dad always bought an American car. And he would sometimes dicker with the salesperson, but they reached an agreement, and we got some great cars. I remember how happy Dad was to get his station wagon finally. Finally got that, I think it was the Fairlane station wagon. We had some great cars, and my dad did a lot of work on the cars himself, as a lot of people did back then. Dad changed his own oil and would get under the car, change the spark plugs and all that. Okay, up next, August 21, 1793, yellow fever outbreak in Philadelphia. 5,000 fatalities, 10% of the city's population, 20,000 people fled the city. Yellow fever is a viral infection spread by a mosquito. You know, somebody told me once when I was a kid that the most deadly animal to human beings was the mosquito. And I was, oh, you got to be kidding me. You know, I mean, it's got to be a rhinoceros or something like that, or a hippo. They aren't real friendly. But nope, more people are hurt and made sick by mosquitoes than any other creature on Earth. The disease was not well understood at the time, so the health response could have been better. Not the direct reason that Washington, D.C. became the U.S. capital in the 1800s, but it was part of it. That's interesting. On August 21, 1959, that was the year my sister was born, this state became the 50th state. Well, I know right now that would be Hawaii. It was it also meant a new flag, which became official on July 4, 1960. And the old flag only lasted for a year because in 1959, Alaska became a state. And I think that was 1958, it became a state. And so we had a 49-star flag just in the year 1960 or 1959. And then 1960, Hawaii came on board. I think we have a picture of Hawaii to share with you. I think my daughter Michelle took this picture. I have been there before. That is the beach at Waikiki, and you can see the mountain there. What's the name of that mountain? I think it begins with the letter P, if I'm not mistaken. But we crawled up that mountain over on the side. You get a beautiful view looking down there. You can see the palm trees. Honolulu is kind of on the leeward side of the mountains, so they don't get a whole lot of rain there. I think there's more rain during the course of the year in Grand Rapids than there is in Honolulu. But beautiful city, wonderful climate, not many bugs. A lot of the hotels are just plain open. They don't get a lot of cold air. They don't get a lot of really hot air because the wind is constantly shining. The air is constantly coming off the water there. Water temperatures are warm, but they're not warm. They're not so warm that they have to worry about hurricanes there. Hurricanes usually fizzle before they get anywhere near Hawaii. So interesting. Let's see what else we got from Mike Vandenbosch, Oval Beach. Isn't that a pretty picture there? Set up with the sandals there and the sun setting in between the beach grass and the sand, all the sand prints there. I got some cirrus clouds the sun is setting into there, so that makes for a pretty scene. Thank you, Mike. And one more picture I think we have to show you here. This is from Sally. Afternoon clouds over Bisbee, Arizona. This is August 19th, 2025. And as you can see, we've got some pretty cumulus clouds there in the sky. It gets much colder as you go up in the air while they're really cooking in Arizona here during the daytime in summer. When we were landing in Arizona, it was interesting watching the temperature of the air that was visible from the airport page there, showing temperatures way up at 35,000 feet. We're running about 35 below zero. And then that temperature slowly warming up as we got down to the surface where temperatures were about 105. So pretty interesting. Thanks, Sally, for that picture and all your pictures. We have another beautiful picture of what looks like a hummingbird here from John Doherty up in Benzie County. Beautiful picture. You can see the plant just slightly out of focus. Really makes for a very nice shot up there. All kinds of fun stuff going on up in Benzie County during the summertime. Good place to take a vacation. Up in northern Michigan, explore Michigan Route 22 that goes around Leelanau County there. And we have some, that's from a rose of Sharon, it looks like. They can be different colors. I have one in the backyard that's white and one that's that pretty pink color. The rose of Sharon's bloom for, at least mine do, for about a month here from July into August and maybe even into early September. So they're a pretty tree to have around. Thanks, John, for that picture. Well, we've come to the end of our discussion here today. Once again, get out and enjoy the weather. Weather should be very nice around here. And of course, the other big story is the cooler pattern that shapes up. Coolest weather since May coming in our direction here for next week. Have a great day, everybody.